So since the incident with Charlie Kirk yesterday, I've talked to quite a few people, both sides of the political spectrum. And then I've been watching what's happening to like Facebook news feeds and friends of mine that are on the conservative Republican side who are posting how horrible it is that a person was has died. And they ignore the fact that the other side has called it out and said that political violence is wrong. And they've said it many times. But yet these people didn't bother to call it out when it happened to a Minnesota Democrat and their family. And that is the selective outrage, the problem with social media. Because they're out there posting about how horrible it is. And when you mention to them something like a state senator from Minnesota being executed and their spouse, they're like, well, I don't really know much about it. And that's the point. You don't know much about it because you're not meant to. Your political tribe pushes the narrative that they are always the ones that are wronged. And I just want people to think about that. If you're the one out there sending social media posts about how horrible what happened yesterday, and it was tragic, no matter how vile the person, there is a First Amendment right to protect people like that. So if you're selectively outraged about this, but you weren't outraged by what happened just 3 months ago, you got to ask yourself why. And the answer is simple. You're not meant to be outraged by what happens to the other side. So before you go sending out the posts, or let's just say it, some of these Democrats that are sending out posts about the vile things that Charlie Kirk said. Yeah, he did. He said a lot of them. And there would be an argument to be made if you're a jerk. Is that a safe enough word? Not a nice person, that he brought this about on himself. Well, nobody does that. Again, he has the First Amendment right to say whatever he wanted. And his political livelihood should not have been taken from him just because of words. The old idea, and again, I know I'm an old man, but sticks and stones. Doesn't matter what you say. But it does matter when you put your hands on somebody or when you assassinate somebody. So, we need to come together. We need to build bridges. We need to stop this political violence. And I understand that it has become as American as apple pie for political violence, for violence in general. The news of him overshadowed the news of yet another school shooting. And maybe that's the problem, is that it's become so common that it really doesn't even deserve a spot on the nightly news anymore. School shooting today, school shooting yesterday, school shooting tomorrow. None of it matters anymore because it's just part of life. We've become numb to it. But, again, if you're posting something because you have been brought aware of something that when it comes to the other side you are not brought aware, maybe that's part of the problem. The political division is profitable, and as long as you keep falling for it, it's going to get worse. So, hope you all have a wonderful day. Remember, we can build bridges. We're all one citizenry. We all come from one country. And it doesn't matter how long you've been here. My family's been here since the Mayflower. My family's been here since the 1615. And that doesn't make a darn bit of difference. I was still born here. I am still an American citizen. And if you were naturalized, you are an American citizen. Maybe we need to start caring more about ourselves by caring about others. All right, again, it will get better because at some point we're going to reach our bottom, and it may not be now, it may be time in the future, but we'll eventually reach our bottom and we will turn around and we will head back up. But do we really need to go further down?